everybody, how's it going? This is my first video here, so take it easy on me, unless anyone watches it, in which case I'll sneakily come back and delete it and pretend nothing happened at all. I'm just going to be grazing, in my personal opinion, all the home shirts that have been released so far. Fulham, Burnley and Leeds haven't been released, so I won't be doing them, but at the same time, who really cares about those clubs anyway? So I hope you enjoy. Here we go. Okay, let's start off with Arsenal, because that's just what people do. You start with A, makes sense. The kit this year is the second year with Adidas after not being with them for 25 years, and it's nowhere near as good as last year. Last year's kit was really nice. The collar in particular was just really fancy. This year it's alright, slightly darker shades of red. Apparently it's got this weird chevron design because it's a nod to the layout of the floors in the old Arsenal ground, the Highbury. So that's a bit random, but I'm sure it'll look good on a Thursday night in some God knows place in Eastern Europe. Let's give it a C. Next up is Aston Villa, who are sticking with Kappa once again. However, this time they're changing their sponsor from that hideous betting one to Kazoo, which sounds an awful lot like a milkshake you have from the shop. But it's not too bad. It doesn't look that bad. However, when you look at it, the A in Kazoo, it looks like a car. So, yeah, that's a bit, no. However, it's got a nice little pinstripe design, and it's better than last year, but it looks really tight. So, you know, if you're 50, don't buy the shirt. But it's nice, and I like the pinstripe, so I'll give it a B. Next up is Brighton, and this shirt does look really good. And the little stripes again, I'm a sucker for pinstripe. Gold night badge, it's a nice shirt, but what is with the collar? Why does it look like you're going to school and you've got PE at 2 in the afternoon? Unless Brighton suddenly sign the next reincarnation of Cantona, the collar's not going to work, because it's just not cool. No one looks cool playing football in a polo shirt. But if it wasn't for that, it'd be really good. So, again, I'll give it a B. Now, Chelsea, easily the most meme-worthy shirt of the season. That big massive 3 logo in the centre of the shirt is going to be plastered all over the internet every time Chelsea let in 3 goals. And with their defence, it's going to happen quite a lot. It's a nothing shirt, it's a boring blue. It's not even like a very nice blue, it's a boring blue with a black collar and black trim on the sleeves. It doesn't do it from A1, and unless you're a Marcus Alonso fan, which no, nobody is. No one's a Marcus Alonso fan. You're not going to spend £65 on this shirt, and for that reason, I'll give it a D. Crystal Palace have finally won something. However, it is the worst shirt of the season awards, and anyone that disagrees with me, put it in the comments, because I don't know how anyone can say they like this shirt. It's boring, but they've tried to be unique, but the stripes don't even reach the top of the shirt, which is fine if there's something interesting across the chest and the shoulder, but there's not. It's just a boring blue, and it looks like the top of his sleeve, the shoulder, is a slightly different colour. Why? It's just pointless. The stripes alone just ruin this shirt, so easily an F. I might sound like a massive hypocrite here, but I really like this Everton shirt. It's plain and simple, but this is how you do a simple shirt well. It's just one nice solid colour. No fanciness for the sake of it. It's got a nice little diagonal stripe, and I've always said I like a pinstripe, and this is, you know, quite similar. It's also got the, you know, the milkshake sponsor again, but apparently isn't a milkshake sponsor, but in my ears it is. But this is easily one of the best shirts of the season. It's plain, it's simple. The only thing that would put it down a bit is the weird shoulder badge thing. I can't think what they're called, but they always look a bit weird. Hummel always do it, well, I don't know why. But even with that, solid B+. Leicester have done everything I said Everton didn't do. They've tried to make this fancy for the sake of it. It's Adidas, which are usually quite good, but it's got a weird rainbow stripe line across the chest. Don't know what the point of that is. The sleeves have a white line nearly at the bottom, but not all the way. I don't know what the point of that is either. And in the Premier League, we're going to be having Thailand smiles with you. Oh yeah, it's a very nice, you know, idea, but it looks a bit funny on a football shirt. So it's a bit of a nothing shirt. If I was a Leicester fan, I wouldn't want to buy this shirt and spend £60 on it. So I'll give it a C minus. The reigning Premier League champions are going to start next season with Colgate as their sponsor, apparently. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's Standard Chartered still. Oh, okay, fine. What's with the green tint on the shirt then? Why is the green around the collar and on the sleeve? It's as if someone has looked at the badge and gone, oh, look, we need to make something exciting. There's a bit of green there at the top of the badge. Let's just put that on the shirt and hopefully people will be like, oh yeah, that's retro, that is. No. You need a good, exciting shirt when you're Premier League champions. But why would anyone want to buy this one? Especially because in the last couple of years, Liverpool have put out consistently good shirts. So this one is just weird. A C. Following on from the Premier League champions, we have Manchester City, and they'll definitely want to be fighting for that title this year, and they don't want to be losing it in March, which basically is when they gave up the chance of winning. And their shirt this year is unique, and sometimes that's all you can ask for, because if you're going to pay £70, you might as well buy one that looks a bit different. Even though it looks a bit like broken glass and like shards of glass. You know, you might think Steve Austin is just going to come out the shirt and attack you, but maybe not. But at least it's different, unique, and it's not too ugly like some of the other shirts in the league that have gone for a unique pattern. So for that reason, I'll probably give it a B minus. Next up, we have Man United, and the shirt this year is just lovely. It's gorgeous. It's exactly what you want from a shirt. It's a bit unique, and it's also not too garish. So it's a win-win for people who want to buy it, and when you watch it on the telly, it looks good. They've got rid of that horrible badge they had last year, where it was a black background with a gold crest. Didn't look right. They've gone back to normal, and apparently all those squiggly lines are inspired by the crest. I don't know why or how. I don't know how squiggly lines are inspired by a crest. Apparently it's due to stitching. Not a clue. They're just making it up, I think. But it's a nice shirt, and if I was a Man U fan, I'd probably pay for this. Not 70 quid, but I'll probably pay for it, maybe 30. So for that, I'll give it an A. Who being a Newcastle fan, eh? You've got the Saudi Arabian takeover dead in the water. You've got an owner that refuses to spend any money on you. And you've now got a shirt that looks the exact same as it has done for the past 30 years. Apart from last year, where they put the badge in the middle, it's the exact same as it was last year. As well as that, you have to live in Newcastle. So really, it's a lose-lose. £70 on this shirt, but at least you've got a Greggs nearby. I'll give this shirt a D. Okay, can I just copy and paste everything I said about Crystal Palace for Sheffield United? Because they've done the exact same thing as Crystal Palace. Why? Adidas, stop making these shirts. They look awful. F. Oh, Southampton, what are you playing at? Unless you're in a car with a seatbelt, or you're going for Miss Wales, a slash or the seatbelt design should never be worn. Apparently, it's going back to the iconic first kit they wore in 1885. That was alright. It wasn't on TV then, and cameras were in black and white, so you probably couldn't even tell it was a slash. Not like now. These poor players have to go out week in, week out, wearing that hideous shirt. If it weren't for the slash, actually, it'd be alright. But even then, the badge is weird. They've gone for your Man U approaches last year, where they've just put a white background on it, like they've used MS Paint. The shirt is slightly better than Sheffield United and Crystal Palace, but I'd still give it an E. I mean what I said earlier. The kits this year are hideous, for the most part. Tottenham Hotspur, easily one of the worst, if not the worst. There's so much wrong with this shirt. The sleeves are too tight. There's a random blue stripe on the shoulder. Why is there a hole on the sleeve? They've gone for the Liverpool approach with Colgate and having a random tint on the collar. It's yellow. What has yellow got to do with Tottenham? Nothing at all. The shirt is super tight. And all those grey marks all over it, which apparently it's being made with old fibre or fabric from old plastic bottles. You can tell, because it looks dirty. This shirt, easily an F. Alright, we have the only promoted team to release their shirt so far, and that's West Brom. And this year, they've gone for the barcode approach. I don't know why, because your barcode approach has never looked good. As well as that, It's got Ideal Boilers as the logo. And it doesn't really shout out Premier League worthy, does it? But I suppose that is West Brom. They are not Premier League worthy, and they're boring and a bit generic. So when they get relegated next season, we won't have to look at this ugly shirt. Innit? Right then, next up we got West Ham. And when I first saw this shirt, I quite liked it. The more I look at it, I don't think it fits right. I imagine you wouldn't want to buy this if you're a little bit chubs. Apparently, it's the 125th anniversary shirt and it represents West Ham. And, you know, it's claret and blue, so it's stole from Villa, but we ignore that. It's alright. It's a bit generic, but it's better than last year's one. I didn't like last year's. So for that reason, I'll just give this a C. Here we are, finally, the last shirt, well, of the ones that have been announced. They're actually Leeds, Fulham and Burnley, but who really cares? We've got Wolves, and they've unfortunately they're not going to be in Europe next year, but if they were, they'd look good, because this is just nice. It's goals, and not many teams go for goals. Try saying that when you've had too many to drink. But it's quite unique and it's quite cool looking, and I don't know. It's a good top. You see, it's up there, one of the best, along with Everton and Man U. So I'll probably give this a B plus. Alright then, that's the end. Thank you everyone that watched or listened, if anyone even did, which I suppose I'll find out after I upload and realise it actually only got 3 views, and 2 of them were me on different accounts, just trying to boost it up. But either way, anyone that does listen, thanks a lot. It's a big help. If you liked it, you know, leave a like. And if you disagree or agree with me, put it in the comments and say what you think was the nicest shirt, and say what you think was the worst shirt, because it's all opinion. It doesn't really matter if you disagree or agree, as long as you don't say that Crystal Palace shirt is the best, in which case, just go away. But again, thanks a lot. I hope to see you soon.